Hey, Gratitude Seeker. So, I just had an interview with a really inspiring young man. He's even younger than I am, and he owns and runs several businesses in the States. And what was interesting for me was to catch myself thinking about the mistakes that I did during the interview. And usually in the past, I would have pondered quite a lot on them and would have thought that, oh my God, I mispronounced that, or the question wasn't formulated perfectly, and all kinds of things of this nature. And the thing is that when we do this, we focus so much on what we did wrong that this lowers our confidence. When I think back on the interview, and I only see this part, the fact that I made so many mistakes, this is going to be my experience, and this is going to be how I see myself, how I see my work. And it's not very, very helpful, is it? But what helped me quite a lot when it comes to this was actually taking into consideration the whole picture. Like, for instance, at one point I had a talk here in Cluj, where I live, and I thought that I just blew it and that I made so many mistakes and it just wasn't any good. But the wonderful thing about it was that it was filmed and I could see it, even though it wasn't easy at all to see myself do it. I was able to see that it was actually pretty good, that I did make some mistakes, and also that what I had in my mind was only in my mind. The fact that I knew how it should come about, and none of the people that were in the audience knew how it should be. I was actually congratulated by a very good speaker from here, and I thought that it was maybe him trying to just be nice at that point. So the thing is like this: we do this in other areas of our lives as well. Like, for instance, when we have a job interview or maybe a date, or I don't know, something that's important for us one way or another. And our brain wants us to be safe, to make sure that we won't do the same mistakes again. And that's helpful from one point of view, but unfortunately, it creates a self-image of that particular kind. You think of yourself as being those mistakes and you see them much bigger than they really are because you don't have the whole picture. And what gratitude can help you with in this situation is to see the whole picture, and to, when you catch yourself doing this, when you catch yourself criticizing yourself for the mistakes that you've made, it's important to see what are the good things that you did. Like, for every mistake that you think about and you keep on ruminating on, for each and every one of those, you can state one positive thing that you did. Like in my situation, even though I did make some mistakes in this interview, I came up with some great questions on the spot that were really inspired and that produced a great answer as well. I was pretty fluent and my accent was pretty okay, even though I'm not from the States or from Australia or from UK. And my overall state was actually pretty good. I feel that I have accumulated quite a lot of experience in interviewing people, and the interview itself came out pretty good. And for me, this is being fair to myself and being fair with how the actual situation went on, and being fair with how I see myself. Because most probably, if the same situation would have happened to someone else, especially a loved one, you would see the whole picture. You would see that they did a lot of great things, even though they made some mistakes, but most of it was good, and this is what matters. So if you want to build confidence by using gratitude, do this. Whenever you do something that may be out of your comfort zone, like a job interview, a date, or I don't know, something that's really important for you, even though you have the natural tendency to see the mistakes that you made, to be fair with yourself and to see and to appreciate yourself for the things that you did great. And trust me, when you do this, when another situation of the same kind will come up, you will be much more confident. You will know that maybe you will make some mistakes, but you know that you are good. And you will be able to use this confidence to create much more beautiful things and to have a much more beautiful life than when you only see and amplify the mistakes that you have made. So make a mental note and decide right now that next time you have a situation of this kind, that you will do things differently and that you will appreciate yourself for the good that you did.